But I should think David Gower was absolutely delighted at the close of play to have that score on the board. 279 for 2, Gower himself 107. It was just the sort of performance England needed after they'd won the toss on this very good pitch, and that is reflected in the bowling figures for the Australians. Lawson was outstanding. He was the best bowler apart from having taken the 2 wickets, 24.4 overs, 7 maidens, 2 for 58. McDermott none for 84, O'Donnell none for 72, and Holland none for 57. And as far as I'm concerned, they're paying a penalty there for having gone in on a perfect batting strip with only 4 bowlers. The run rate achieved by England today was just under 60 runs per 100 ball. 4 runs have been added, and Border has given the ball to Simon O'Donnell. He's bowling to David Gower.
Sure to one again. One that he kept slipping in yesterday, and one which inevitably was put away for 4 runs. It's happened again this morning. And David Gower has taken his first boundary of the day's play. That's a new ball which has gone into David Constant's hands. It seems the umpires are switching that new ball from end to end, waiting to see which end it's going to be taken. But as yet, it's still the old ball that these 2 pacemen are operating with. And we're about to start the 88th over.
Yes, I can't really understand why they aren't opting to take the new cherry. And just having said that, it slips into McDermott's hand, so bowlers are happy that they're loosened up now and going to get down to the serious business. Whether or not they thought the old ball was swinging a little bit more, O'Donnell got a couple to move in the air during his short spell from this pavilion end, but now the 3rd slip comes in and McDermott's on his way.
They seem to organise that okay.
Yes, I think Simon O'Donnell might have stuck a spike in Graham Wood's shoe here.
And David Constant is having a long look at McDermott's follow through there, and I'm not surprised. Part of that stuff has just been scuffed up and thrown from further away, but he was in very, very close there in follow through. And I don't know that too many of the Australian batsmen will be over-pleased with it either. They're facing a total that means they've got to struggle to save the follow-on. Not quite where David Gower meant that. He was aiming it pretty much straight down the ground. A little bit of swing and movement off the seam this morning for both McDermott and Lawson. The 300 comes up for England. They haven't lost a wicket this morning. And the changes that Graham Wood has been pulled in front of the square leg umpire. And Jeff Lawson tested Mike Gatting with a bouncer yesterday. This is a very, very slow, good batting pitch. There it is, and there it goes.
Yes, I think Jeff Lawson not very pleased with the way things are going at the moment.
Stroke. And suddenly Gatting has produced a pull shot, and Gower a classic stroke through cover point.
Oh, it's a beautiful stroke. The stroke of a man in really cracking form.
Brilliant shot. All the time in the world. Anything a little bit short now with a little bit of width, and David Gower's really chasing after it. Superb stroke. There's no one better to watch than David Gower when he's in this frame of mind.
That's another great shot on the onside this time. He rocked into position so quickly, powered it away, and David Gower moves on to 146. Still to be Craig McDermott. It's overpitched and driven with all the ease and grace that one has come to expect. 4 more. 150 for David Gower. Off comes the cap. He's pushed his boundary collection on to 15 now. And he's received just 258 balls for that 150. So Bob Holland immediately going to come round the wicket to David Gower, looking once again for a bit of rough he might find outside off stump. Well, would you believe it? It really has not been Mike Gattin's season, has it? Ball ricocheting off the bowler, Mike Gattin just slightly out of his ground, and he's got to go run out for 74, and the third English wicket goes down at 358.
Really bad like that for Mike Gattin. He wasn't backing up very far, but David Gower hit this so hard as he rocks back and he really crashes it again. And Bob Holland just gets a touch. And that's out. Terribly bad luck. Because I'm quite sure he was setting himself up for 100 there.
A lot about total for a number 5 batsman to come into. 358 for 3. It's a nice firm on drive. So Lamb away in confident style. 4 runs. England have scored at 57 runs per 100 balls, and the over rate is just a shade over 14. And this is Simon O'Donnell. We're going to see him come in now from the Radcliffe Road end. Oh, well bowled. Yes, beauty. Gower goes, he gets the first one really this morning, which has lifted, taken off and moved away. Outside edge, and he goes for 166. So immense relief to Australia to see the back of the England captain, because this has been a superb innings from him. 166 out of 365 for 4. He's dominated this English batting today, and this really has been an absolute joy to watch. 282 balls, 17 fours, caught by Phillips, off O'Donnell, and Trent Bridge on his feet, applauding a very gracious performance indeed.
Yes, it really was a brilliant innings by David Gower. And funnily enough, the one that got him out wasn't all that different from the first 2 that Geoff Lawson bowled at him. And there it is, it bounces, leaves him off the wicket. He does well, in fact, to touch it. And well caught by Wayne Phillips there.
2 slips now for Ian Botham, a gully. Nobody really square up cover. Cover's come round almost to extra on the mid-off. And just time to complete this over. 4 balls left, O'Donnell to pull. No doubt at all about that. On lunch or not, short, 4 runs. Oh, whenever he goes in, it's one place you can never afford to bowl to both of them. Short outside the off stump, he kills those.
He certainly does kill them, and that partnership coming up after lunch between Lamb and Botham is of the utmost importance to both teams. England could get away from Australia there, as indeed they did this morning with Gower and Gatting. Gower, 166, a tremendous effort from him, and Lawson still battling away there, the best of the Australian bowlers. Craig McDermott has had that official warning from umpire David Constant for running too close to the line at the leg stump. Here's the first ball after lunch now. Bob Holland, the Australian leg spinner, is coming in, and he's bowling to Alan Lamb. And there's a good start for Alan Lamb. He picked up the 4 runs before lunch with a stroke almost identical to that, except it was from a half volley, that one from a loosening full toss. And once again, now I can't really see the point of having a man there at mid-wicket. For Bob Holland, you might just well have him back on the boundary. Simon O'Donnell is the bowler now from the Radcliffe Road end. You don't get time for any looseness with this fellow.
Yes, there won't be too many people lingering over their lunch interval with IT Botham at the crease. And with the prospect of more shots like that, you can't blame them hurrying back to their seats after the break.
Now Bob Holland is going to bowl to Ian Botham. Beautifully timed late cut. You just can't bowl anything short on this pitch. You have to be bringing the batsman forward all the time and take your chance. It's well played. Beautifully chipped away through mid-wicket. A most controlled shot. Holland, in the short little period after lunch, has gone to 22 overs, 2 maidens, none for 82. 20 runs taken from 3 overs, so that's the finish for him. And it's now Lawson and McDermott. Oh, there's a good shot. It was shortish, but it wasn't a bouncer. He was onto it very, very quickly.
A lot of problems for Alan Border. He had a stroke of good fortune with the run out of Mike Gatting, backing up, and a fine delivery from O'Donnell, getting rid of the England captain. But he thought those successes long overdue.
Lawson from the Radcliffe Road end. Not very impressive. The lean down with one hand is not the sort of thing you want to see when you're in such trouble out there.
And Geoff Lawson will be really annoyed about that. He's bowling his guts out for his team, and a really sloppy piece of fielding from Bob Holland.
Yes, that's bad luck. That's just about run along the ground. And the most disquieting thing for the Australians is, happy as they might be to get Lamb out, that the pitch looks as though it is going to allow some variable bounce. Paul Downton is the new batsman. And Botham has gone as well. Well, it's suddenly all happening out there. Not too sure that the skipper will be over pleased about that. Botham had a job to do out there where he could have put England into an invincible position and put enormous pressure on the Australians, and suddenly Australia have got 2 wickets, 1 Lamb LBW. I think Botham knows that O'Donnell is going to hang on to that. Only Side Bottom comes out to play his first Test match innings. He's made 193 runs so far this summer, an average of over 30.
Ian Botham looking to play that on the leg side, getting a leading edge, and O'Donnell taking the catch very easily indeed.
416 for 6. And I suspect Bob Allen Border can hardly believe his good fortune.
Yes, Richie, the whole complex of the game has changed in 2 deliveries.
Welcome to Test cricket.
Arnie Sidebottom be relieved to get off the mark. Rising delivery, and he played it quite well in the end, having just been in for 2 or 3 balls.
McDermott to Downton. Oh, what a great catch. He's improved his fielding tremendously, young Greg Ritchie. And what a turnabout this is. Ritchie has gone away to his left there and taken a startling catch. Paul Downton has gone. First bowler for Paul Downton, and it's 419 for 7.
End of an over, so this is Sidebottom to face. That's short and hooked round the corner, and he's gone as well. So everything going Australia's way at the moment. O'Donnell takes that good catch, struck very fiercely and right off the meat of the bat, found the man at deep square leg. Lawson takes another wicket, and England are 419 for 8. So England have lost 4 wickets in 11 balls for just 2 runs, plus a leg bye. 4 gone down for 3 in all. So John Embry to face now for the first time. And Ollie just dropped the bat on that. John Embry famed for the fact he's got no backlift whatsoever. And fascinating to see that little piece of time in there. I suppose if anybody's got a short backlift in the game of cricket, it has to be John Embry. 423 for 8. So Embry's got that 4. This is partner Edmund's yet to score. A chance here for Bob Holland to get his name on the score sheet. 2 wickets to fall. One out of the book there. And Philip Edmonds enjoyed that one. It's gone him round his legs. Yes, well bowled. The spinner struck at last. And a lesson there to the leg spinner Edmonds. To be deceived by one of similar sorts. So he's bowled for 12, and it's 443 for 9. And wicket to Bob Holland. Edmonds goes clean bowled, bowl round his legs. Good piece of bowling. Paul Allott is England's number 11 today. Coming in to join Embry with a score on 443 for 9. Oh, runs there. Struck quite firmly through mid-on. So Paul Allett gets away with 3 runs. That's a good looking stroke. And fine stroke indeed from John Embry. Onto that short pitch delivery very quickly. Hammered it through mid-wicket, and it brings 450 on the board for England. Oh, a chance now for Geoff Lawson to pick up his 5th wicket of the innings, and if he does it, it'll be only the 2nd bowler to take 5 wickets in an innings on this ground this year. Neil Foster took 5 for 80 for Essex against Notts, but no other bowler's taken 5 wickets in first-class cricket at Trent Bridge this year. Shows that the wicket has been a fairly easy, placid one in matches other than this Test match. Has it carried? Yes, it has. So Lawson deservedly ticks his 5th wicket of the innings. Allett goes, caught nicely by Border there at slip. It's 4:56 all out. And Geoff Lawson has taken 5 wickets in an innings for the 10th time. 6th against England. And it's been very hard toil for the bowlers out there. And Lawson has come out with an awful lot of credit.
Well, would you believe it? 456, the last 8 wickets falling for precisely 100 runs. A tremendous performance from the Australians. They took their 4 wickets for 3 in just 11 balls. And that partnership between Lamb and Botham, a half-century stand, looked at one stage as though it was going to tear apart the Australian bowling. And then came the collapse. Tremendous effort from Alan Border and the 4 bowlers he had at his disposal. Lawson outstanding, the 10th time he's taken 5 wickets in an innings. McDermott came back, so too O'Donnell and Holland, and it was a very fine performance indeed. Well, at the start of the Australian innings, Wood and Hilditch were the openers, and Botham bowled 1 over coming in from the Radcliffe Road end. He didn't like coming up against the breeze, even though he'd chosen the end, and it came to Arnie Sidebottom to bowl the 2nd over, and he's coming in now to bowl to Andrew Hilditch. It's Sidebottom's first ball in Test match cricket. Well, that wasn't quite the start he would have dreamed about last night. Just as he was dropping off, he'd have had the thought of ripping Hilditch's middle stump out of the ground and cartwheeling it back towards Downton. But when the palms get sweaty, nerves take over early on. You can bet your life Graham Wood is suffering a short, sharp attack of nerves. He's been right out of touch with the bat. Needs a good, solid batting performance. I should say that's flicked his pad on the way through. But that'll be a great boost for Arnie Sidebottom and his confidence.
I expect, looking from the dressing room, Ian saw the flags fluttering from left to right, looking out from the pavilion, and thought that would assist his outswinger, but he's got out there and he's found he's running into quite a breeze, and it looks as though he's going to get his way, because Sidebottom's been removed from the attack after just the 1 over, and Paul Allett's coming into action, maybe at this stage just to change Sidebottom and Botham round.
A little sporting Dallas. Allett is not even going to bother taking off his sweater at this stage. He may have received the information that it's a oncer. just out of Tim Robinson's reach.
Would have been a bit of a bonus for Paul Allard to be got a wicket with that delivery, wide half volley, but only just clearing Tim Robinson's leap. So it's all change out there as Arnie Sidebottom takes over from the Radcliffe Road end.
The no ball. So Sidebottom has his problems. Now he's been shifted from the Pavilion end to the Radcliffe Road end.
Yeah, Arnie Sidebottom's another regular offender in the no ball department.
Well, it's posing him plenty of problems. He's not quite sure where to put his feet. He's nervous. And he hasn't got his line right either. It's been taken away from the end where he probably wanted to bowl. Botham is going to come now from the Pavilion end. I suppose if the scenario were to work, he'd bounce one of the batsmen and get them out, and then he'd be able to wave his hands to David Gower and say, well, I told you so.
And I'm sure he won't be slow in doing so, should that happen, Richie.
It's a good-looking stroke. Quickly into position, Hilditch for the short ball, hooked it away well and powerfully down the long leg. It's well run.
And Ian Botham continuing with the round the wicket ploy to left-handed Wood. Probably thinks he's got more chance if he bowls a shortish delivery of persuading him to play that indelicate hook shot.
That's a short one, and there's the hook, and there's 4 runs. So the 50 comes up for Australia. 52 for naught, with Wood finally slipping into double figures. First Sidebottom Botham and a single over from Allott, and now it's Phil Edmonds coming on. Some pressure being put on these Australians now. Big score, 456 England, plenty of runs to play with. Slip, gully, silly point, short leg, looks like a sticky out there. That's a beautiful stroke. Lovely controlled cut to chase for Embry, but it's a waste of time in running down there. Exquisitely played.
Yes, a shot we don't see played very often these days, but beautifully chopped down there.
Allott again to Wood.
Another excellent delivery from Paul Allott. He's pitching it just about at the right place. And that just moved away off the pitch. Very good delivery indeed.
Be 4 runs.
So again, from this Pavilion end, it's Allott to Hilditch. Confident shout, and he's given him out. David Constant had a good long look, and once again, Hilditch looked slightly disappointed, but it was well pitched up. It looked perfectly straight, and the first wicket goes down with the total on 87.
And Andrew Hilditch looking a little bit disappointed, but really only went halfway forward. Only about a foot in front of the popping crease, and that was hitting the middle.
Let's go along with that, Tom. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Full length. He hardly pushed forward at all, and I think that would comfortably have taken round about leg middle stump. Useful runs, though, from Andrew Hilditch. The wicket, of course, falling on 87, a number usually feared by all Australians.
And particularly this Australian who was around on the playing fields when that superstition first started. Well, it all happened today, and the card at the end of the day showed that Alan Border had to send in a night watchman, Bob Holland, who hit one boundary, and the total had moved along to 94 for 1, 7 runs on from when Hilditch was out. Wood remained unbeaten, and for England, the wicket-taker, Allett, who bowled very well, coming in from the pavilion end. The spinners are getting plenty of work out of the rough there, and Australia, 362 runs behind, have plenty of problems still if they're to avoid the follow-up. With just 2